Yes, people, welcome back to Crime Daily UK. A ruthless group of young men stole £4 million worth of high value cars in a crime spree lasting 10 months. The group, who was aged between 15 and 20, stole the cars from outside people's homes across Greater Manchester, with some of the cars being stolen from outside Manchester Airport, the court was told. They used the device to steal keyless Range Rovers, Land Rovers, Jaguars, and then they would go on to post them on Snapchat. In one night, they stole 4 cars from the same house. Some of the gang's victims included NHS workers and young women, with one victim telling the court how her car was stolen just the day after she suffered a miscarriage, with her going on to say she had to make her own way to hospital on public transport. At Manchester Crown Court this week, 7 members of the organised crime group were sentenced for 299 separate charges. The court heard how they began their crime spree in 2021, with the theft stretching across Greater Manchester and into Cheshire. The stolen cars would be disposed of by various means, police said, with the gang using clone plates and chop shops to strip down vehicles. In court, Malik Hutchinson Khan, Niall Ritchie, Taylor Burns and Callum Parks were all sentenced for their part in the thefts. 2 17-year-olds and a 16-year-old who cannot be named for legal reasons were also sentenced, and a 16-year-old boy will be sentenced in youth court on Monday the 7th. Malik Khan, 19, was sentenced to 31 months for 3 burglaries and 3 attempted burglaries. Niall Ritchie, 18, was sentenced to a 3-year youth referral order for 8 burglaries and 4 attempted burglaries, and he also received 200 hours unpaid work, a 3-month curfew, and no contact with his co-defendants. Taylor Burns was sentenced to 28 months for 3 burglaries, 1 aggravated taking without consent, and 1 count of allowing himself to be carried, and the value of his crimes was said to total £153,000. Callum Parks, 19, was sentenced to 40 months for 5 burglaries and 23 counts of handling stolen goods, with the value of his offending set to total £600,000. A 16-year-old boy was sentenced for 13 burglaries, 5 attempted burglaries, 4 thefts from vehicles, and 2 driving offences, with the value of his offending set to total £512,000. He had been on remand for 9 months and was sentenced to a 3-year youth rehabilitation order with 180 days activity requirement, a 3-month curfew, and he can't have no contact with his co-defendants. A 17-year-old boy was sentenced for 12 burglaries, 3 attempted burglaries, 3 charges of handling stolen goods, and 1 charge of criminal damage, with the value of his offending totaling £804,000. Another 17-year-old boy was sentenced to a 24 months detention and training order for 3 burglaries, 19 thefts of motor vehicles, 19 handling stolen goods, and 1 count of dangerous driving, with the value of his offending totaling £1.2 million. Following the sentencing, Detective Constable Chris Chinnery of Greater Manchester Police Serious Organised Crime Team said, "I must thank the victims for coming forward and working with us. They have been very appreciative of the work our dedicated team of officers has done over the course of this extensive investigation. There have been some harrowing victim personal statements where members of the public have been quite badly affected. The OCG responsible for targeting homes with high-value vehicles at night. A huge part of the evidence was recovered from the defendants' own mobile phones, as once they had stolen vehicles, they would film themselves stood with or driving them. In most cases, with the burglaries, they snapped the locks off UPVC doors and entered the house looking for car keys, sometimes posting their endeavours on Snapchat. One of the group also had a device used for the keyless thefts of Range Rovers, Land Rovers and Jaguars, and stole 2 Range Rovers SVRs within an hour, one being valued at £107,000 and the other at £78,000. In one night, the group were responsible for the theft of 6 cars, 4 from the same house." Yeah, people, that's it. Pretty crazy story there, but anyway, like, comment, check back for more, yeah? Peace.